Hi everybody, my name is Andrew and this channel is called...
Alright, sweet. Yo. Yo. Alright, sweet. Okay, looks like everything is working and cool. I'm just going to close up a bunch of this stuff and then we are going to jump into Ableton. Yo, dude. How you doing? Oh, yep. That's not what I want. Completely what I want. Pretty good, dude. Pretty good. Cannot complain. Sweet. If I go Ableton and then if we go back to the start. Cool. All right. So this is a track that I'm working on at the moment. It's still in a fairly, like, I guess you would say infantile stage, just starting to work through, getting through the beginning of this track, getting a bit of a direction for it. And I think today we'll probably start working on the second part of the track. So yeah, the intro is pretty rough. It's not really that well fleshed out. And yeah, anyway, let's have a listen. Yo, Cybex, what's up? Yo, everybody. Sup, Joshkin. Sup, Fernando. No, the sound's not going through a corpus, dude. No. Which sound in particular talking about, though? But none of these are going through corpus. Go away, CC cleaner. Ah. Yo, Callahan. Mudstone, what's up, dude? How you doing? Yeah, CC Cleaner's a pain in the ass. So A. Callahan goes, why do you make fast songs so much? People tend to hate this kind of music. Ever made mid-tempo? I don't know what circles you hang out in, Callahan, but like there's an entire scene of people that like psytrance music all around the world. And this is the type of music that they go to a dance floor to hear. So yeah, I mean, maybe if you're in like America or so this is just like kind of a random part of the track, just trying to figure out what direction to go. Okay, so it goes into some oh yeah, here we go. Why always trance and not techno? Because I don't really like techno, dude. It's kind of just the way it is. You make trance live all the time. It'd be lovely for you to show how to make house or tech house. Yeah, I mean, I don't like that music, so I wouldn't make it. Yeah, I kind of have to make what I like, right? Because otherwise it's, yeah. Like, I really like dubstep. And I really like down-tempo, like psychedelic down-tempo music. But yeah, I mean, if I'm going on live stream and I'm going to produce in front of you all, you're going to get the best content if I'm making something that I like, because it's going to be, you know, the more, yeah, I mean, like it's more something that I'm connecting with. And at the end of the day, like the reason I live stream is, yeah, sure, to open up my creative process so that you can watch and learn, but it's not specifically for the viewer. It's more for me, if you get what I mean. So I do this for my own sort of satisfaction and for my own music production. And this particular track is made for my music project. That's a psytrance music project. But some days I'll stream when I'm working on a dubstep track, or some days I'll stream when I'm working on something else. And yeah, Aruchi brings up, hi Aruchi, how you doing? And Aruchi brings up an interesting point. It's like, do you expect a YouTuber to make all genres? It's like, I could make any genre that I wanted. I don't think that I have any limitation on what style I could make. Like, it's certainly not something that that is limiting. Like, I'm not limited to a particular style, but at the same time, I kind of have to follow my nose and just work on what I actually like, because otherwise it's not really coming from my passion. And I think the most powerful thing that I can do is work on a type of music that I'm passionate about, and dubstep and psytrance and downtempo are the styles that I'm passionate about. So overall, in a broad sense, I really don't know. Dimitri, I actually don't really like psydub. I don't like psydub. I don't know why. I mean, I don't mind listening to it, but I would never choose to make it. Because, yeah, it's just like, I feel like psydub's kind of, it's, I don't know the right thing to say. I feel like it's done already by like OTT and Symbolico. I feel like those artists really nail that vibe. And I'm not really into the sort of the more jar side of like dub either. The more like Rastafari kind of vibe. Like it's really not me. And so I leave that to the people that are really good at it, you know. I'm more like sort of technically minded and digitally minded, so that's why Psytrance works really well for me, because it's like a lot of crazy sound design, a lot of like technical arrangement, and more than like a sort of laid back sort of like I said, like Rastafari vibe. That's I'll leave that to the people that do really well at that. It actually loaded up proper in the Blizz chat thing outside of WoW. Anyway, coming back to the track that we've got, I notice you have a lot of sample packs. How do you go about choosing them to make a sound library? I kind of just use samples as like a initial kind of inspiration. I tend to end up mangling them like pretty far from what they originally were. Thanks, Dimitri. I appreciate that, dude. Is there any particular reason why you don't like techno? Okay, let me rephrase that. I really like techno. I really do. It's just not the type of music that is like, it wouldn't come from my sort of like, without trying to sound too cheesy, it wouldn't sound like it was really coming from my heart, if you get what I mean. Because again, the same thing with like the dub techno idea is that is probably something better done by somebody who's really, really passionate about that thing. And yo, David, how you doing? And if I'm not super passionate about the style of music, yeah, I can make it, but it's never really going to be, you know, I don't know. It's just not really something that I am interested in making. But I really like the style. When there's a good techno artist playing at a festival, it's a vibe that you don't get at Psytrance, and it's a vibe that I really appreciate. But on the other hand, like I guess what I could say is that I feel like I'm more like psychedelically influenced than like a dark driving sort of influence, if you get what I mean. So I'll let the guys do like the techno vibe because it comes natural to them. I feel like the psychedelic vibe comes more easily to me, and that's more or less what I'm interested in. So, yeah. I would say that at the beginning of my like music production, what would you say, career? No, career is not the right word to use. Yo, Preston, how you doing, dude? Good to see you. I would say at the beginning, What was I saying? I did start off making what you could say is like Goa trance, effectively. And yeah, I don't mind that sort of more old school vibe. What if I were... Okay, like I don't think that's too bad. Let's have a go. I feel like when the sound comes in, when it like enters, it doesn't really come in right. And I can't, like, I think the sound and the rhythm of it is like interesting for sure, but I just don't feel like when it comes in, it like sits right. But once it's there, I'm like, yeah, sweet, cool, whatever. But it just doesn't really feel like it sort of comes in correctly. And I don't really know how I'm going to fix that. Yeah, I mean, it just, when it comes in, would you do a collab with a complete stranger? I wouldn't be against it, but I would want to hear what they've made and hear their sort of, I would want to know that they're like really motivated, and I want to hear that they've finished stuff and they've done a really good job of their own music. Yo, Dash, what's up, dude? How you doing? Yeah, exactly. 100% would collab with Perfect Stranger. Oh, is that Glebich? What up, dude? Glebich in the chat. So I realized that the section where I've got all of the balloon sounds. Oh, greetings from China. Sup, dude? How you doing? It's not often we have people come that are from China. Good to see you. I realized that this section here actually sounds like people are like huffing nangs. Sorry. Oh, sick. All right. What am I doing with my life? I am, oh shit. I didn't realize that was in the middle. Yo, Globo. What's up, dude? Any wish to score an indie sci-fi movie with a non-rhythmic whoa, dude, that's very specific. What the hell? What are you doing? What the hell? For the Horde. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, nah, that's not what we do here. I was thinking about it. I was like, fuck, should I roll Horde? can't do it, man. Can't do it. It would feel like a betrayal. Okay, so yeah, this section here. Kind of sounds like people like, yeah, nangs. I reckon we can make this fucking pop off though. I reckon we can make... Oh yeah, true. I reckon we can make that pop off. But yeah, people are going to be like, oh fuck, is he like referencing nangs? And I'm going to be like, no dude, I'm blowing up some fucking bubblegum. The track's called Hubba Bubba. It's Hubba Bubba. But yeah, it does sound like nangs. Guys, I'm just going to use the bathroom quickly. I'll come back here. Let's just go from there. Do I DJ too? Nah, not really, dude. I'm more just a bedroom producer. I wonder whether it's actually better for it to just play there. Dimitri, to go into that, actually, I would definitely consider making music for a video game, especially dependent on whether that video game, like it has to have a cool idea. Like if it's a cool idea for a video game, I would totally be interested in talking to somebody about that. I would love to do something like either like really playful like this or something like crushingly dark. Like if there was like some kind of video game that was like really like dark sort of vibe, I would totally be keen for that. This sound has given me so many fucking headaches that I just can't get it right. And it's to the point where it's just sort of like a waste of time right now to fuck around with it. But I'm happy with this. I think that works real nice. And then I've got it here. just not sure how well it goes with everything else. I'm wondering whether like it should be it's kind of like a confusing sequence. I feel like it doesn't really feel like it's got a beginning or an end, and not in the good kind of way. What if we go like... What if we go like... What if we go like... Dong dong dink. Yeah. So I just bought a CI sticker and got your serum skin. Oh, sweet. I'll have to get that sent out to you then. Sounds like a little animal. I think I might have that come in here. Feel like that should be like build. Yeah, and then sit back into straight. And then what happens though? Let's put the typical sound there. So yeah, things need to build up to a climax here. You drop that new bass line, you build a section, but then this builds up. Builds. Where's the fucking risers? I've played, I have to admit, I've played so much World of Warcraft in the last like 2 weeks that my fucking wrist has like RSI. it's really bad. It's like actually quite painful. I should be resting it. I shouldn't even be doing this really. But yep, that's what happens when you I use OBS for live streaming. That's what I do. Could totally do a build up with the balloons popping. That could be pretty cool. Check that out. Oh, what's that? It's a nice little riser. Maybe we'll use that over here. Okay, what else can we get going in here? I kind of want to have some like sort of metallic, like clanging that could be interesting. Actually, let's listen to Dash's sound from his Vital Pack. I really quite like that sound. And let's see whether we can like utilize it somehow. Where is it? This one here, I think. Where is it? Is it this one? I did have it in MIDI. Where did I put it? No. Excuse me. Let's make a different rhythm with this based upon let's do something like, let's create a new MIDI clip and delete that fresh MIDI clip. Okay, that sounds obviously like real wonky because the timing of it is triplet. Maybe too wonky? I don't know. Well, might just try. Whoops, daisy. That note does not sound right. So that. Boom, bum, bum. Not quite right. We need to find the notes. So what are we? We're D sharp, Phrygian. D sharp, Phrygian. Fucking wrist, man. Shit. C sharp, A, C sharp. Cool. What I might do is I might make another sound to kind of go behind this. And I'm thinking to legato it. And then go serum. Yep. And then put some portamento. Don't want the clicking at the beginning of each note, but I also don't want that. Want a bit of delay on it. Let's get an LFO on that shit. Get it moving. Okay, so we'll go random. We'll go. Boop. Okay, so I don't want it going quite so low. What's up, Preston? What were you going to say, dude? Maybe that should be gated as well, because it sounds a bit stupid just playing like that. Yo, it's Yogurt. What's up, dude? Do heroics give more reputation while TBC classic? Fuck, man, my wrist is really fucked. Let's go gatekeeper. Don't know whether it really sounds that great there, to be honest. Yeah, that's definitely better an octave down. Yo, good morning to you in Austria, sup dude. I want to learn how to make beats. Where do I start? Don't purchase anything, man. Just like watch my Ableton introduction videos. I got videos on how to like start making a beat and that sort of thing. Fuck, it's cold. Yeah, you can start using Ableton trial like Shockwave said. Okay, where are we going here? We need to go somewhere with this. So let's go insert 32 bars. It's very cold today. Like very cold. True. Yeah, the balloons are sick, eh? Love the balloons. Okay, what are we going to make next? I think we need to keep making more stuff. Oh. Excuse me. What's this? How many hours do I spend making music a week? Probably like about 10. But lately, like in the last like 2 weeks, I haven't made any music. I took a big break. Needed to take a step back from everything because my head got too much inside of a box, let's say. I'm not the type of person that ever really takes breaks. I'm either doing it completely or, yeah. Fuck, that's actually really fucking nice. Duplicate. Yeah, I'm not good at taking breaks, man. I have a very big, like, problem. And that problem is, like, if I take out any time for myself, if I stop, I feel like I'm going to, like, never go back to it. I don't know why it's stupid, but then I also feel like if I stop, like, I will fall behind. But fall behind what? Like, you know, I've got a lot of like sort of psychological mental hang-ups when it comes to that sort of thing. And it's very stupid. And it's stopped me from like for the last like 5 years, I haven't taken a break at all. I've just been like balls to the wall. I've burnt out at points and I haven't really been able to do anything like constructive. But in terms of like actually like giving my mind a break from it and just saying like you don't have to do anything, I haven't done that in the last like 5 years. And it's toxic. I really like that. I wonder what else we could put that on. I'll just mute my microphone while I eat this because I don't want you guys to hear me chewing. It's gross. Yeah, I mean, I've started to realize that I'm like a perfectionist and a workaholic. And it's really unhealthy for me. And even more unhealthy now that I've like realized it in like a more sort of truer sense. Like, because I always just used to think like, oh, well, if I'm any other way, then I'm just going to be like, I'm never going to get to where I want to be in life or that sort of thing, right? But then I started to realize like, well, first of all, where do you even want to be in life? Second of all, like, what game are you like playing? Like, who are you playing against? Why do you care about the things that you care about? Basically, I've had like a really big like, I guess you'd say I had a really big like sort of moment of like, what the fuck am I doing and where am I going? And what am I trying to do? Who am I trying to impress? Like, where am I trying to go? And who's it for? Is it for me, or am I doing it for like other people's expectations of me, or like, you know, like all of this sort of shit. And it's really confronting because, you know, I have this like expectation that my music has to be like, you know, whatever, amazing. But then I always finish tracks and I sort of go back and listen to them, and I don't appreciate them for what they really were or are in the right kind of way. I used to. It's only been in the last like year where my mentality towards my own art has like really gone downhill. And that's because like of what happened to me in July last year. For those of you who aren't aware, like July last year, some random people broke into my house and beat me up, as well as a bunch of other people in the house, like just a completely random attack. And following that, I've been like way more like, I guess like self-observant for like what I think and like just been really trying to pay attention to like my psychological state, because I haven't been very good psychologically speaking. And I've started to like sort of realize that a lot of the way that I've started thinking has become like really toxic, and I'm way more negative than I ever used to be. If you go back and like watch my older videos, like I'm like super positive all the time, like, and even on stream, I started to become like way more negative, and it's kind of just like negativity's like sort of found its way into my life. And I don't really like that so much. Like I've always been like a bit of a pessimistic person. Like I've always had the balance, but I generally try to like really lean towards positivity. And I feel like that like sort of got beaten out of me, like literally beaten out of me. And it's been really hard to make video content. It's been really hard to be happy about any of the music that I've finished, because I've been thinking to myself like, oh, well, you know, in order to make Collective Intelligence even better, you can only make like the best content, right? And, you know, maybe I'm just not capable of making the best content, you know? Maybe or I need to like realize that there's no such thing as best. There's just as good as what can be achieved today with the way that I feel, the way that I am. And so it's been a big challenge to me. I've realized that I've got an unrealistic expectation of like what I should be doing and achieving. At the same time, it's been sort of like confronting in the sense that like I don't want to give up on my goals and my dreams. And I seem to think that if I'm to not try and reach like perfection, or like not try to reach like, not try to be like this thing, then maybe I'm like completely giving up, and maybe that's like me trying to like find an excuse to give up. So I'm like really like conflicted as to whether I keep pursuing this like really high expectation of results versus like being a little bit easier on myself and like being more sensitive to my psychological well-being. And I just don't want to be like, I don't want to be a quitter, but I also don't want to be like really unhappy that I'm putting like such serious expectation on myself. So it's really like a juggling act. And I'm the type of person that's generally like keeps a lot of that very much to themselves, especially because like on stream, I'm like I definitely have like a bit of a mentality that if I were to expose all of my sort of more negative side, in my way of thinking, which is, I know, erroneous, I just think that I shouldn't be like projecting that out into the world, and that I should like try and just deal with that like personally. But then on the other side of it, like other people are like saying like, well, if you open up and you express that, then other people are going to be like, not feeling as alone, because a lot of people all have the sort of same way of thinking. I'm definitely the type of person that tries to like save face and just show like one face to the world, and that's not accurate of like who I am. So yeah, it's like a really like been a really like interesting time for like sort of going through, and I suppose like just recognizing like all of the sort of ways that I think and all of the sort of I've always been like really like introverted and like always like self-reflecting and like looking inward, but never before have I suppose been like so vulnerable to like the more negative sides of myself. And now that I am sort of more vulnerable to it, it kind of consumed me a little bit more than what I should have let it if I was at my like strength. So yeah, people are jealous because you are good at what you do. Yeah, well, I mean, that's a really interesting thing to say, because it's like, I say this to my girlfriend all the time, and I've given her all sorts of advice that now I've realized that I don't even like take myself, right? Like I always tell her that, if only you could see yourself through the way other people see you, you would realize that, you've got nothing to worry about. You've got, these sorts of things, right? And I suppose that it's the same for me. And because I'm looking at myself through, this lens, I'm not recognizing sort of the bigger picture, and I do realize what I've achieved, but I still have that really like high expectation that, oh no, it needs to be better. The mind is like a river, dude. The more we try and force a certain expectation, the more we get wet. To observe the flow of the water and react. Yeah. I mean, I've things for me were certainly like flowing and going a lot better sort of like two years ago or whatever. I was much more things were just different. Like my life situation was different. Thanks, Dimitri. That's very, very nice words. Thanks, mate. Yeah, I think COVID does sort of impact things as well, because it's made me like obviously like very uncertain of what is coming around the corner in terms of life. I had like the sort of COVID sort of hit everybody, and so this kind of feeling of like, wow, fuck, like anything can really happen. And then on top of that, like the random sort of beating also asserted that anything can happen and that you don't really know what's coming around the corner. I think that's just really like shaken my ability to like see the future, and certainly like see the future in a sort of positive way. I see the future more in a sort of anxious way. Yeah. I mean, it's good to talk about it, because, I also have a bad habit of kind of just like not talking about it. Oh, that's beautiful, Pixel. Hi, Malt Hansen. How you doing, man? Malta? Oh. Yeah, it's a challenge. Like I know the thing is that I think the hardest thing is that I kind of have a pretty decent like perspective on things in the sense that I kind of sort of know like everything that's going on, but I'm still like really struggling to like pull everything together, if you know what I mean. Like I'm not completely like unaware of myself, I suppose. But I do know this, that I have found it extremely toxic lately. The whole like, oh, I'm in the top 10 of Beatport, like all this sort of popularity contest sort of bullshit. So I deleted Facebook and Instagram on my phone. It's just like I haven't been on Facebook on my computer in like, at least a week. And it's just like, I'm sorry, but like I just don't fucking care anymore. Like I'm sick of it. Like and I have to say as well, like the music that gets support is absolutely not always the good music. And that pisses me off because it just makes you realize like, oh, okay, well, if you're just really good at like, if you're just a good cunt, then everybody's going to rally behind you. And if you don't have the same sort of social skills or like social presence as other people, then it's sort of seems more difficult to achieve that. And I don't think that that's not the game I want to interact with. And I just find it like, yeah, just so sort of bullshit. And I don't have the sort of personality where I'm going to like insist that I fucking put all my music and everything that I do in people's face. I just can't fucking do that. Like people like tagging others on their releases on Facebook and shit, and like really like I just can't do that. It's too much like, oh well, I just want to fucking, no, it's just not me. Like I just feel like that's not the way that I want to go about doing what I do. And it's shooting myself in the foot big time. But it's also like a principle that is, I've always been very much against this idea of like, yeah, I mean, let's not get into it. I don't want to upset anybody that could be listening. So, yeah, I mean, Beatport charts, it's just it's a bit of a circle jerk. Like I want to encourage people that have done well on them, and I don't want to like take away from their effort, but at the same time I'm like saying that it's just it's really not for me. Yeah, Dash, I agree. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Invest more into security if you can. Yeah, well, Dimitri, that always reminds me of like, I'm a really big Bill Hicks fan, and Bill Hicks has a really good skit where he talks about like the sort of powers of like fear versus the powers of love. And the powers of fear would insist that you put, bigger locks on your door and sort of close yourself off to the world and protect yourself. Whereas the sort of powers of love would instead like, you would open yourself up and you would embrace the world, and you would be, like shining your light and shining your love. And after the events that took place, I've often thought about that, where it's like, okay, well, I could just close myself off completely. And I have to an extent. I've closed myself off big time. And then I could just live in this like sedated world where I'm just distracting myself from sort of like any uncomfortable thoughts and feelings, and just live in this little cocoon. And I know that that's not sustainable, and that's not really like what my sort of purpose in life is. And I'm lucky to have a decent understanding of like what I'm able to like share with the world, and that's really I'm pleased about that, because I feel like I'd be very lost if I didn't have that. But yeah, I guess I'm saying is like I don't want to just close myself off and like live a safe and secure life. Like it's too easy. Yeah, I mean, too deep sometimes. I did start to realize that things don't need to be as deep as what they're always made to be in my mind. And that's not always the most helpful thing. But I mean, I've always thought about things a lot, It's just never been in a negative way that starts to consume me. And now that tends to be the way that I think. So I have to kind of stop myself from thinking. And yeah. Thanks, Dash. I appreciate that, dude. I feel like I want to be a little bit more sort of outspoken in a way on certain topics. Sort of starting to like make more public statements of inside of me there's like type of person that sort of wants to challenge other people's like way of thinking as well. And I do it on stream when I get people come along that say stupid shit that I don't agree with. But like, I was yeah, I mean, there's part of me that kind of wants to be sort of calling out bullshit a little bit more. Like I saw a lot of bullshit online that I really don't agree with around the whole like Palestine and just sort of slightly off topic, Palestine and Israel thing. And I saw like how people were getting like shouted down by one side of that debate for like expressing their opinion on it. And I felt like that was like a huge injustice. I felt like people were just like yelling over other people's opinions. And like I did feel an urge to say something, but I stopped myself and I noticed that like I'm censoring myself a lot. And on one side of things, it's maybe good because I'm a little ignorant to certain things, but on that particular topic, I don't feel like there's, I feel like there's a very clear indicator of sort of what's going on there and what's right and wrong. And I realized like if I said anything, it could really impact my music career. And I didn't think that was like just. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I really don't think, just to be completely honest, like I really don't think there's any justification for the state of Israel. And it's very obvious that like how nationalistically proud they are is, I learned something very interesting the other day. I've been listening to a podcast called The History of Rome. It talks about like the Roman sort of Jewish revolts against Romans and the way that the Romans like put them down, right? And there's a particular fort in Israel called what's it called? can't remember it, but it's on top of a crop of rocks, and it's like only one entrance. You can't scale up it. It's like basically an impenetrable fortress, and the Romans laid siege to it whilst the Jews were in there, and eventually the Jews were overrun and the Romans conquered them there and basically just stopped the revolt. I learned that they take every Israeli soldier there, and obviously you are basically like forced into military service unless you have an exceptional reason for not serving. And they make every single person to swear that the fort that was taken by the Romans would never fall into foreign hands again, and it would always be in Israeli rule. And I just felt like that was the most like dogmatic and so it's like sort of like brainwashed to an extent, right? And then I realized like, oh well, that's why they all love psytrance so much, because it gives them like a sort of like freedom, right? It gives them like freedom from that oppressive state and their sort of oppressive regime. And it's too obvious, like it's too obvious that they are like indoctrinated and nationalized to a point of like, it's such hardcore propaganda that a lot of them use psytrance as an escape. But then even in the psytrance scene, I can see that they're completely brainwashed into that like nationalistic pride. And I saw a friend of mine post a picture on Facebook of one of the caricatures of a German soldier in a Nazi uniform pointing his gun at a Jewish prisoner of war or Jewish person during World War II. And then there's a mirror, and in the mirror you can see, sorry, let me redo that. There's an Israeli Defense Force soldier, and he's pointing his gun at a Palestinian. And there's a mirror, and he looks up into the mirror, and he sees a Nazi in Nazi uniform pointing his gun at a Jew. And that's exactly, like, as far as I'm concerned, like that's exactly summarizes the situation. And he got basically like abused and told like, yeah, nice to know you, mate. Good luck for your music career on Facebook over this. And I saw that and I didn't say anything, but in the back of my head, I was like, fucking Jesus Christ, like these dudes that are so deep into the psytrance scene over here, they just completely don't get it. It's like that is the point of psychedelic trance. That's why it grew and evolved in your country, is because people wanted to escape that regime. And here you are, like full power, like Israeli pride. And it's always the Israelis that bring their flags to like psytrance parties. And I've seen great people take those flags and put them away. Israelis take them off of their fellow countrymen and get them off the dance floor, because it's not the point. That's right. It's like the never ending cycle. It's like this, you don't understand what you're doing. Like it's, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into that conversation. I feel like everybody deserves to have their home and a place that they feel they belong. And I don't want to take that away. I know that a lot of my friends have family members in Israel, and they may feel like those people are threatened and endangered. And I don't want anybody to be living and feeling that way. But historically, that land was called Palestine. And everybody lived there in relative peace. And that's an inconvenient truth of history. And now it's certainly not as peaceful. In relative terms, I mean, obviously this day and age is certainly more peaceful than what it was back then. But yeah. But yeah, you won't be surprised to know that I won't make this video available after it goes down. For various reasons, I don't want to get caught up in that bullshit, but at the same time, like, I don't want to tempt fate, but at the same time, I kind of feel better to have sort of spoken my mind there. But I just won't make it so that it's easy for people to find. But I'm sure there's people lurking that'll be like, what the fuck is this cunt talking about? And that's okay. I mean, if you don't want to sort of... The thing is that I understand the opposing argument. I get it. Like, I know they think that they historically have been sort of... What's the word? Crucified, or what's the word? Not crucified, but sort of like shafted by the world, and they've been drawn the short straw. So now they feel like, oh no, we deserve our own land. And then obviously it gets like religion mixed into it as well. It's like, yeah, cool, dude. Oppressed, yeah. But yeah, I mean, what more is there to say? I feel like everybody here is like on the same page with that. It's actually super obvious that it's not really even a debate, and without American support, it wouldn't exist. Like, the entire world, it's so outspoken that the rest of the world is against that state. It's not funny. I never realized it was so... I never realized it was actually so overwhelmingly against it before, until like actually looking into it. It's like the fact that the United States can veto by their power. If America decides tomorrow that it's no longer going to support it, it's gone. You know, it's actually amazing how it's literally just propped up by the United States. But yeah. Kind of like that. So up, Andreas. I think if you start by a label, you get a sample pack with sounds you have to use. Yeah, I have heard something along those lines as well, dude. Yep. I mean, it makes sense to try and make like a consistent sound across all your artists. And I can understand the arguments for and against that. It's pretty cool too. I don't think I've actually ever ended up using this sound in a track. Where's that delay coming from? Oh, it'll be from this, yeah. Yogurt. Let's not go there, dude. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Yo, Miguel. Yeah. Nah, guys, please don't start talking about that sort of thing here. I mean, I've put my foot in it. I shouldn't have started bringing political conversation onto the channel, but I really don't want us to start going in that direction. So, yeah, really don't want that to start happening. That's too much of a that's a fucking Pandora's box as well, right there. And one I'm much less morally sure of, I suppose you'd say. So I just don't want to get into that. So this... Nah, this is not Ableton 11. This is just Ableton 10. I don't use Ableton 11. I do have it, and I do have a license. The reason I don't use it is just purely for the fact that it doesn't give me anything. Okay, popping and clicking problem. Just want to call. That's fucking nice, but it's the same as the other sound, so. Okay, I think we need to start designing some new sounds. So let's design a sound. I'm going to initiate this. I'm just going to use the bathroom and then come back and let's do it. Yeah, you're right. The scale option in the MIDI editor is sick, but I'm having trouble with my projects not loading up Serum properly. For some reason, I've got two versions of Serum installed on the computer. And in Ableton 10, it knows which one to like open. But in Ableton 11, it always opens like the wrong one. So then I never have any of my patches like carry over because it's saying like, this is an old version of Ableton, blah, blah. And if I just delete that Ableton, then it doesn't work anymore in Ableton 10 and it still doesn't work in Ableton 11. Yeah, I'm in a really weird spot. Basically, I need to finish all of my music in Ableton 10, like finish every track and then just change over to 11 and then start fresh. But like, fuck that. Like, what? Alright team, let's make a new sound. Let's use some of the data tables. Formants, wavetable position, note on random. Kind of like that. A little rough around the edges. Interesting. Delay. Um. I like it, actually. Let's make something. I mean, it's fucking super basic sound. It's just literally waveform changing. But let's just try and make like something with a different movement. So let's turn the filter off. Let's just find another. That's cool. Nice. With the sort of right reverb on that, that'll make it sound really nice. And like maybe we could put It is 5:30 in the evening. That's pretty cool. Let's make some rhythmic leads. Let's make some leads. Yogurt, did I get your super chat? Let me take a look, dude. Hang on. Fuck yeah, I did, dude. Thank you very much. Sorry, man. I missed that when I was in the middle of talking. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. Hey, Alex. Thanks for coming and joining us, dude. Thank you, dude. Okay, cool. I'm liking that soundscape. Let's keep adding to it a little. I'm going to have to shoot off soon. Unfortunately, I've got some errands to go and do, but let's see whether we can find some more stuff. That's nice. You can pick the serum skin up online, dude, if you like, on the Collective Intelligence website. It's up there for free. Actually, guys, I think I'm gonna end this up now, and we will move on to I'll be back tomorrow and I'll work on this track a bit more. I'm just sort of making some more sounds for it here, so we'll just keep making more content. And then eventually we will hopefully piece together a finished track. But yeah, Max for Live plugin is called Autoplay. You can pick that up on the Collective Intelligence website as well. So www.collectiveintelligencemusic.com, that'll take you there. Yeah, Dimitri, I do a lot of stuff outside now, so yeah. Yeah. Thanks, dude. Appreciate all your support, guys. I will see you all again very soon. Take care of yourselves, and yeah, nice to meet you, Alex. Take care, mate. See you guys.